Good afternoon, everyone. This is Rob. Welcome to this edition of Power Hour. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please type the number 1 in the chat box in the comment section to let me know that you can, I would greatly appreciate it. Nothing worse than talking to myself for the next little bit and no one's able to hear me. That would be terrible. All right. Thank you, one and all. I do appreciate it. Let's get the video started here. Let's start this party. Come on, start up. It's giving me a hard time twice already today. All right, there we go. We got it. Bye, George. I think we've got it. All right, let me go put this where I can see it. Morning, Helen. Hey, Brenda. All right. Thanks, Lee. I appreciate it. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, one and all. Fantastic. As we get started and we get going here today, keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations. Last day home, I'm headed down to Orlando tomorrow for a couple of days of an event that we're attending, Sean and I. So it's been a crazy run around, busy, nutty day. I only got to trade a little bit first thing earlier on. And not much after that. So, and I don't know what I'll even get in this afternoon yet with meetings and pop and all that good stuff. But I definitely wanted to make sure that we jump in and check out what's happening here. So I'm going to enjoy it, Erica. Long days. I mean, we can expect long days. I just talked to some people that have been to this conference before. And it's, you know, it's like get there at 6 o'clock in the morning, which I think that'll be Sean's job to get a seat. Get there at 6 o'clock in the morning and plan on being there till 10 o'clock at night. So, and that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Well, Wednesday starts a little bit later, but then it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday, our flight is like 9 o'clock at night or something. So we do have Trading You coming up on the 21st. You got Mastermind Group tomorrow night. Special guest for tomorrow night, folks. Amelia's teaching that. So I'm excited to have her there, that she was able to pick that up for me. Power Hour. Here we are today. Trading Coaches Playbook this Friday. Protect, preserve, and win in uncertain times, guys. Dale Zamzo is teaching that training. You do not want to miss this. Dale is an amazing instructor. He's going to talk about some ways that even when the market comes crashing down, they can protect your capital, that you don't lose any of it, right? That's how powerful the stuff that Dale is going to talk about is. I'm going to get into an event in November. This is a kind of hold the date event for you. How not to get your, I'll say it, ass kicked in the market. And I'm going to show you how we're up in a non-funded account, of course, but we're up over $1 million this year. In this crappy year, we're up over $1 million following one simple strategy. I'm going to share with you exactly what you need to do to hone it in to do that. Power option plays, I will be teaching it tonight since I'm out of town tomorrow. Covered Call Explorer, I will be teaching it Sunday instead of Thursday since I'm out of town until Saturday night. E-mini is on a regular schedule this entire week, right? Here's our follow us page. Make sure you're following along with the various things we do, folks. There's a ton of stuff that goes out day in and day out. And we're getting ready now to add on another web designer, graphics guy, you know, building out pages for us and things like that. All the graphics and things we use. So content for social. So you're going to see even more stuff start hitting on our different platforms, right? But most importantly, and I see some of you have registered in the last couple of days. We had a good amount of registrations. A day in the life of an online trader. Some of you are sitting on the fence saying, should I go? Should I not go? Is it worth my time? If you know Brandon, he's an amazing trader. Brandon knows more about the market than most traders ever will. I've found very few traders that have such a broad breadth of what the market is and how to trade it. Brandon does everything from stocks to Forex to futures to bonds, to currencies, to crypto, to NFTs now, right? So he's going to walk you through his entire day, how he starts his day off, what goes from there, you know, what he's looking at and so forth. All happens in the confines of this live event in New York. You do not want to miss it. It's a very small event. We don't have a lot of seats available, and it's just the size of the rooms we have. We just don't, right? So come and check it out, folks. We're going to have a great time over there. Lee just dropped a link in for it. I don't want to drop that in just yet. All right. So what trades did you do today? Drop them in. This is the time. And I'm not in the office today. Again, just crazy day with leaving tomorrow. So I don't have my new machine where I press a button and it comes popping up on the screen and some of the sound effects that we have. But let's go ahead and I'll bang the hand for your trade over $1,000. But let's go ahead and drop those trades in and let's see how you made out. It's been an interesting day, that's for sure. I've got two that I want to share with you, and then we've got a couple from Amelia as well. All right. So Brenda said no trades today. PK said $620 on SPY. The coin spread $110. Wow, you crushed it on coin. Oh, I don't know if that's your whole spread. I'll share it in a little bit, PK. And then you can tell me how that measures up to your numbers. But listen, 620 on SPY, 110 on coin. That's $730. And the coin trade came from this morning's Market Mornings on YouTube and Facebook, our new show, new back show, which of course is not going to happen the rest of this week, right? Let's see. Raman said $780 USD on Solana. Excellent. Good job. Good job. Excellent, folks. Good. Well, while Erica said ratio back spread on Intel still in the trade. Excellent. Is it working in your favor, Erica? Yep. Good. Good. And remember, this doesn't matter if it's funded or non-funded. Just drop the trades in. I don't care about that. That's okay. So far, so good. Excellent. Good, Erica. Good. All right, let's go take a look at some candidates. So Adobe back in the news again today, right? It just seemed they got another downgrade, I think it was today. Was this Wells Fargo? Yeah. We had an Oppenheimer downgrade and a Netflix upgrade from Oppenheimer upgraded Netflix, and Adobe was downgraded by Wells Fargo. So we had two major names today announced. Donald said, booking in at $1.10 out at 40 cents on a bear call. Nice. Good job. I love me some booking. I really do. Not for the faint of heart. You know, that's kind of one of the selfish candidates in power option plays for me. I like those more aggressive. And when I say aggressive, I like the higher price stocks, which in and of itself makes it more aggressive, even if it's Amazon when they were $3,000, $2,000, right? Still more aggressive. But I like that higher price stock. For me, I like trading those. So the bookings, the Chipotles, those are for me, right? And some others like Donald and a few others that will trade those big guns also, but I like the big ones, right? I like the very gutsy ones. All right. So on Adobe, picked up 70 cents in credit, 307 half, 310, exact same numbers, same spread I gave out today in the pre-market show. Right, last one I looked right before we started, it was about 30 cents. You can get out of it for. So we're still in the trade. Coinbase. So we got 17 cents. That was PK, right? Yeah, PK. We got 17 cents on Coinbase per contract. Right now it's at 10. If you wanted to wind out of it. So, guys, are they big numbers? No, they're not. But 17 cents on 83 cents? Come on now. Think about it for a sec. If you're looking at cash in my pocket as 0.17 divided by cash out of my pocket as 0.83, that is a 20.5% rate of return for the day. Now, that's assuming I get the whole premium, which I won't. Right? I won't get the entire premium. All right? The coin trade was posted on Twitter. Okay. No, the coin trade, Coinbase was this morning. Yeah, Coinbase was this morning. Yeah, today's Monday. Yeah, what am I doing? I got Monday's date written right there. All right, that's Monday. Coinbase, number 2 on our list today. PK said, I got 24 cents and out of 13. I got 17 cents. Right now it's at 10. Right? So good, PK. Good job, man. I love when I find the trade, you guys take it and do better than me. I love it. You're working the system. You're learning the trade setups. You're learning how to make it work. That is just awesome. Good job again. Okay. Those are the only two that I got to take today. They were the first two on the list. You could see Adobe, Coinbase. I had no time to look at the rest of them, just too busy today, right? So I didn't get to take anything else that was on our list today. I did look at a SPY trade on pivots. I didn't like what I saw right away. And then it finally did get a movement, but I was not there to pick it up. Right, we did bounce a little bit in there, right? So we pushed up, back down, pushed up. So there was an up to the midpoint and back down. We came up, closed above, retested and bounced there. So finally there was an entry, but I didn't catch it, right? That was an exit at about 10:45 and entry at about 10:35. I didn't catch it, right? Again, just other stuff going on. So overall, good trade setup. It had about $1.50 move to it. So if you did one contract, you picked up about 80 or 90 cents. If you did multiple contracts, you got about 40 cents on the first one and a buck and a quarter on the second one, right? So overall, again, really a nice setup. Let's see. Hey, good morning, Bert. Sorry for being a little late. Had trouble getting in. No worries. No worries. Glad you made it. Yeah, you're good, Erica. You're good. No problem. No problem at all. Guys, you can go back and watch the market mornings on a replay as well. It's posted on YouTube almost, not always, and we don't have any control. YouTube posts it after you go live and you finish. But YouTube posts it automatically. As soon as they're done rendering it and doing their stuff in the background, it pops and populates automatically up there for us, all right? So along with that, many of you know that Amelia is our head trader here at Wealth Builders, and she has a service that she puts out every week, every day, every trading day. She puts candidates out called Trade Watch Alerts. Goodness gracious. I started reading Trade of the Day and I'm like, what's the name of the Thank you there, Lee. I appreciate it. So I didn't even get a chance to look at her trades today. So here she did SPY. So let's break this down one at a time. You see it right here at the bottom, the buy to open, the green box. That happened at 9:41 in the morning today. She did 13 contracts. That is a pretty standard number for her. Amelia used to trade just one. And that was to show you that she could do it with just one, that you could do even if you only wanted to do one contract. And it got to a point that she was well into 2+ years of doing this, proving you could do it with one. And she goes, Rob, I really think I should be doing this with more contracts, and then not high price things. And yeah, so she came up with a number of what she wanted to do, 13 contracts on SPY, right? So 13 contracts. Of the 381 call, she bought it at 378. One contract, $378. 13 contracts, a little bit over $4,000. Okay, you're going to pick where in between you fall. You don't have to do 13, and you don't have to do just one. You do the number that fits you. But let's say, for argument's sake, you did just one. All right, she got out of this trade about 2 minutes later, right? And she got out at 413. So that's 78, 88, 98, 08. So that's 30 cents. And another 5. So she got 35 cents, which equated to 9.2% in 2 minutes. I don't know about you, but if you can pick up 9.2% in 2 minutes, and if you can keep doing that over and over and over again, go and annualize that sucker out and see how that works. Now, you're not going to do that, okay? But I mean, you're not going to physically do that and make that kind of return. But 9.2% in 2 minutes, very doable in the market. Great job. One candle wonder, Amelia's got it listed down as. Nice. I like that phrase. Next, you can see we dropped down to 3 contracts. And on this, it was a credit spread, bull put credit spread she did. So at 9:31, 9:32, we'll call it, right out of the gate as the market opened up, she did 3 contracts each of First Solar. One was a sell to open, one was a buy to open. 133, 134 put. And she had a total credit of 63 cents. Nice credit. Right, for a dollar spread, it's a really nice credit. She went ahead and bought it and closed it out. The same trade, she closed out at 9:34, 2 minutes again. So we're going to call her the 2-minute trader for Amelia. She was able to pick up 57 cents. Is that right? Let's see. She didn't list it out. So 63 minus 6, 57. So she got 57 cents in 2 minutes, which was a 30% rate of return. Really nice, guys. Really nice. Give Amelia some kudos. Okay, PK said, I always go to Facebook to rewatch market mornings. It is up almost immediately. Good to know, PK. And there comes the kudos for Amelia flying in. Fabulous, Mel. Way to go to Amelia. Lots of thumbs up, lots of ones. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Good. Okay. So there's our trades for today. All right. With that, let's go take a look at the S&P 500 and see what's going on. Let's see. Trip, you in here? You are. Okay, good. So I need to turn this on to real time. So the reason I asked that question is, I was close to the T's, Trip, on the list, and I was able to just scroll down real quickly and see your name. If I was at the A's, forget it. It would have taken me a full minute and a half to get down to your name. So the reason I had said was Trip in here, there's a trade that we do called the switchback trade, okay? And it is a fib trade that's very much predicated on a stock closing near a key level, a Fibonacci level. Even better if it closes near a key level with a moving average there, where we have a confluence. But there are some rules that we're putting together here. We're actually going to finalize some of these rules next week in our inner circle. We're going to wrap up 2 different things, hopefully this next weekend, Friday and Saturday in inner circle, where we're going to go through some rules that ultimately will make the way, probably in January, into power option plays, right? But Trip, that switchback trade is not part of that, but we're going to finalize some of the rules there and use those rules in power. Well, Trip was the one that had come up with the name switchback, and I was throwing it out everywhere we came. I was at Power Hour throwing it out. We were doing it market mornings. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Right? So here's what I want to talk about a little bit today. I'm going to go back to a couple of weeks back in the S&P, and we'll bring it back to today from there. So if we look, where is my drawing tools? Let's see. Okay. Here they are. Okay. So, okay. So what happened? We closed right here at this major fib line, the 0.618. It's in purple. That's how we know it's 0.618. The next candle, we gapped up. We gapped down. We stretched down. We went all the way down to the 100-point level and closed above. All right. We got a gap up, and that gap up came near the next 100 level, the 4,000. We ran up to the next fib line and then fell miserably down to the next 100-point level. And then on this day right here, on that day, the wick came down and it pushed below this 100-point level for the very first time in this movement. It may have gone down below that in the past. I'm not looking at that, okay? Because the way I'm looking at this is what's happening right now. This is winter of 2022. What happened back here is winter of 2020-21. So the lake froze over last year, it thawed out, and it froze over again now, right? It's a new season, it's happening again. So we're not looking for confluence of did this happen in the past, look left. That's not what I'm looking at this for, okay? So see the best way to do this. All right, I'm going to try doing it with this color here. All right, so there's my asterisk, there's my star. All right. Now the next, lets me change it. Good. The next candle pushed up and we gapped down this next day. And what happened? We ran down below and there was another day where we had pierced below another major level, another fib line, 100-point level from there, right? We ran up. We ran up. We had a huge gap down and we pushed down again on this candle, right? Then we pushed up to the 618 again, failed, played around there. We pushed up above the upper line right here. So in other words, we pierced back through that level, right? And we had actually done it here also. We had pierced through that level. But more importantly is I am looking at the bottoms. I'm looking for the fail, okay? We pierced through it again there, all right? Well, from there, we gapped down yesterday, Friday, and we pierced through yet again, all right? One more time. So what I just shared with you is inside of my brain, the things that come to me when I'm looking at charts, I'm looking for candidates, I'm looking for patterns, I see something happening and it becomes the question, why? And not just why. Why is it happening is important, But the bigger piece of it is, how do I capitalize on it? How do I take advantage of it? What can I do to utilize this to identify and find a potential trade setup? So those areas where we broke through, the way I've been explaining this, and it's the best analogy I can come up with so far, the way I've been explaining this is we're breaking through the ice. I started talking about breaking the ceiling, or it was all sheetrock. And then I said, what if there was plywood under it, or if there were 2 pieces of sheetrock? It's a lot harder to break through that than it is one, right? And if you've ever had 2 pieces of sheetrock on a wall and you're trying to rip it down, it is a pain in the neck, because sheetrock is dense. And when they're back to back, now you're talking about 2 5/8 pieces. You're looking at 10/8, 1.25 inch thickness. That's a lot of sheetrock with paper in between, right? The front, the back, and on both pieces in the middle. It's a lot harder to break. Well, and then I started relating it to breaking the ice. And what I'm talking about is just taking like an ice hammer or a little hammer, and you chip the ice a little bit and you weaken it, right? Which could be dangerous if somebody else goes back over that ice, because they could fall through. So what I'm looking at here is we need to come up with a name. You know, I'm calling it the icebreaker for now. But when we pierce through like this candle right here, what happened was, the way I look at it, and let me make the chart a little bit bigger. All right. When we pierce through on that candle right here, when we pierce through this bottom 100-point level, we closed back above it. Right? So we got back above this level. We closed in between these 2 lines, but we had pierced below. To me, that is telling me that the bears, although they won, right, they were bearish on the day, they pushed down through that level, and the bulls fought them back and got back up above. Barely, but they got back above. So that ice break tomorrow, they're going to try again. And when they try to break again tomorrow, and they chip away at it, it may just weaken it more. But sooner or later, the expectation is you're going to fall through. And when you fall through hard in many cases, right? We closed here and we opened here, right? We fell through hard. And although this candle has a white body, it's a bearish candle. It closed lower than the previous day's close. So as far as I'm concerned, it's bearish. It's bullish intraday, intra-candle, it is bullish. But it's not bullish comparative to yesterday, right? And that's where things like Hakanashi candles tend to come in, okay? And then today we gapped down. So yes, we had broke through, and then we pulled back up, and now we pierced to the upside, right? So we broke the ice, or inverted ice, or whatever we're going to call it. We broke it the other way. Now the question is, are we going to get back above that, get back to where we are, stay where we are, and then pierce through tomorrow as a bounce to the upside where the bulls took back over? I don't know. The news has still been pretty bad. The Fed comes out this week on Wednesday, which is going to be very important to focus on. Right, we're going to talk about the Fed in just a few minutes. It's going to be very important to focus on. But I need a name for this icebreaker, right? And maybe it's got to be something that will work in both directions, bullish and bearish. But something that relates back to when I tell you this is a switchback trade, it tells us we close near a key level and we're looking for the opportunity to possibly move in either direction. Now, I don't have to worry about market direction there. I can play naive, dumb, stupid, whatever word you want to say. I can make it like I don't even look at the market. I just know it closed near something, and tomorrow it's got the opportunity to move one way or another, either way, and I could capitalize on either directional move in there. When I look at this icebreaker says, okay, this just happened. We broke through, we came back, but the ice is weakened. The floor is weak. Whatever the word is, it has been weakened. All right, so we're going to need to come up with that. So call it the Titanic trade. Maybe. Oh, goodness gracious. I like the icebreaker scenario. This is William. Like a fracture in a bone. Yeah, exactly. And I'm not ready to call it a name yet, but that's what it is. And guys, did I take some time to explain this? Yes, but you need to see it. And what's the best way to get someone to understand something? Go back to kindergarten. They didn't sit you down and just start ramming 1 + 1 down your throat. There's stories and analogies and examples, and that's what this is, right? Teaching by example. That's how I teach. I mean, that's just who I am. I can't do it any other way. Do it to my kids every single day. My daughter came over today. My oldest one to pick up her dog. and she wasn't here 10 minutes, and I was giving her an analogy, something of doing something differently, right? Because you can't tell a 28-year-old what to do, right? She knows better. I'm dumb. She's smart. My 25-year-old's very smart. Me, my wife, we're dumb. We know nothing, right? Anybody else have that issue where your kids know everything and you know nothing now? Things have changed. Yes. A lot of yeses coming. Yeah, William said, my 18 and 24-year-old. Yeah. And this happened at about 13. They both knew more than I did. Right? There you go. Okay. All right, good. So that's what we're looking at S&P 500, guys. Okay. So we've got to focus on what's happening now and where we close. But that icebreaker doesn't mean much until the Fed comes out on Wednesday. All right. So if we go to Forex Factory, and we look on Wednesday, there's nothing really tomorrow for economic reports. So I have everything up, or is this just no? So I don't have the yellows or the grays there. Right? I just have the orange and the reds. So we've got building permits, housing starts tomorrow. Yellow, they're not going to be much of an impact. Existing home sales are coming up on Wednesday at 10. 10:30 is crude inventories. FOMC meetings are at 10 o'clock, and then at 2:30 is going to be the press conference, okay, where they talk about we just did this, okay, answer some questions. So that time frame right there, that 2:30 time frame is going to be the movement in the market, okay. Usually it's going to come right out of what happens from 2 o'clock meeting, but they're also listening for what you're saying, what the market's listening for what's being said in there. And realistically, what do we want to know? How much will the Fed increase rates? Okay. And right now, as of today, at least this morning, I didn't check it again, for a 3/4 point hike, right? And these just hikes. For a 3/4 point hike, there's an 80% chance that they're going to raise rates an additional 3/4. It's come down a little bit, but there's a 1/4% chance, not lower, but to raise rates 20% for, and I said 1/4, that was bad, my bad. I was trying to say 25%, which was a wrong number, 1%. There's a 20% chance that we get a 1% increase in the market this week. Right? The Fed, their mandate is clear. They are not supposed to focus on the market. That is not their problem. They are only supposed to focus on the economy, not the market. But the market is a side effect of it. And I think when that was done, when that decision was made, I think at those times you had very few people in the market. It was really the uber rich that were in there, right? Not the average person like you have today. 401k management and things like that. I think with the way rates are now, the way that the market is now, there's just a lot more focus, and to me, the market should become an important part of it, because so many people, this is not where you retired and you had a pension, which was guaranteed from your boss, right? And you had Social Insecurity, which was somewhat guaranteed from the government, okay? That's not the case any longer. Pensions outside of city state type jobs, at least companies that I know of, they don't give them anymore. I'll contribute to your 401k maybe, but I'm not giving you a pension anymore. Right? I had one pension lined up and the company went out of business. Right? And the only way they could go out of business, file their 11, I think that they filed, is they had to distribute the pension plan. So I got a distribution on it, went right into an IRA type account, where I can now trade it myself, right? I don't need someone else to do it for me and wait for those monies to come in. But other than that, for me, it's Social Insecurity and whatever else I develop cash flow strategies on my own to generate cash flow income and so forth, okay? So I think the Fed should focus on the market more, but they don't. You need to know where their mandate is, and it has nothing to do with the market at all. They're not concerned with what the market does at all. And think about it, the people that control the Fed are the wealthiest people in the world, right? Yep. So Jim said that, yeah, and there's a CME group site that shows right now it's 84% for 3/4 point. This morning it was 80-20. Yeah. So it's still around the area. Absolutely, Jim. You're spot on. Absolutely. Yeah. LOL, social insecurity. Come on. You guys had to have heard that before me. Brendan said, that's what happened to me. No pension after over 30 years. Yep. Yep. My wife's in the union. She gets a pension, but she's not worked most of her adult life as a paid job. She's worked much harder than I ever have raising our girls. Much harder. Yeah, I give moms just amazing credit for what they do. Right? I do not have the patience for what my wife did as a mom. There's just no way. Mr. Mom for me wouldn't work well. Right? I snap too much. Right? Too much. I mean, I want to move, man. I don't want to, oh, come on, let's sit down and play. Let's run. Let's go. But she gets a pension, but she'll have a very small pension just because of the years that she put in. We'll take it. We're not giving it back, right? It's her money. Paid into a pension plan, but didn't get the benefits. Yeah, I think that's a lawsuit, Brenda. If you paid into that pension plan, you're owed money. Unless you didn't get vested, but you said you're over 30 years. It can't be when you're not vested in 30 years. That's impossible. All right. So what candidates do you guys want to look at? Drop them in. Let's start looking those puppies over. Let's see what's going on out there and see what we can't find in the market today. Yep. Erica said, kudos to moms with hearts. Absolutely. Yep. I agree, Erica. Couldn't agree more. Bert said, you're a good man for noting your wife's contribution. Speaks volumes to who you are as a person. Kudos, Rob. Well, I appreciate that. Wasn't where I thought you were going with it when I first read it, Bert. I thought it was going to be a compliment, but not that. But thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, and my mom did it as a single mom. My dad left when my youngest brother was 2. I was 11. We had my middle brother as well. And my mom she worked from home. She was the original homework she did. She made ribbons. She got paid by the gross for doing the homework, piecework, right? So she could stay home and take care of us. So grandma didn't have to watch us, which would have been okay. Grandma was cool. Grandma gave us whatever we wanted. Mom gave us more of the back of the hand, but grandma gave us whatever we wanted. All right. So Brenda's got the Qs down in there. So let's go take a look at the Qs. All right, Brenda, we got a good bounce today off of that 286.86 level. We got a good bounce off of it. How did we do on pivots? I didn't even look at pivots on Qs today. Again, just one of those days, not happening. All right. So Qs moved well. All right. Similar pattern. Moved well in there. So overall, very nice. Right. But Brenda, that 286.86, the key is going to be, where does it close today? Above or below? We got the bounce. So if you took the trade bouncing off of that, it was great. Right. And then again, some of the stuff that we're coming up with on power option plays that I'm working with Inner Circle, we're going to talk about, instead of trying to target that 293, should there be somewhere else on this chart that we go after and not trying to go all the way up to the very top? In other words, scaling out of our trade. We're working on that right now. The Inner Circle was given a mandate last month in our monthly meeting to go ahead and analyze this pattern that I found. And then we're going to talk about it, discuss what they found in the upcoming event next week. It's on the 30th and the 1st is what it is. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. both days. All right. So Brenda, I like it. If it retests and bounces, 293.5 on the upside. If it fails, 73.83, 13 points. We don't need a fib it. If it fails, we're looking at about 273, Brenda, as the downside support. All right. I hope that helps. Let me know. Karen is asking for Tesla. Let's look at the whole picture. So Tesla's been interesting, Karen. I've been trying to find a good entry into Tesla. Moving averages, 100-point level, 305, 48 level. There's a lot there. And the last 2 times we broke the 305, we failed. We also were putting in lower highs and lower lows, right? We had that lower high even here. Now we broke out and we finally got a little slightly of a higher high than this one. So that's good. We're moving in the right direction there. But if I get a close with this true bullish bias, what does that mean? The 8 is on top, moving average is pink. The green is in the middle, 21. Brown is on the bottom, 55. If I can get all three of those in the correct order, and they're all exponential, by the way. If I get all three of those in the correct order, we close above that 305 half, retest and bounce. Now I'm going to look to take a bullish entry. And this may be the place to start testing the waters of, do I go ahead and make some of the investments in some different stocks I'm looking at, Tesla being one of them. Tesla, Amazon, Google, those are the three primaries that I'm looking at. And Amazon is almost done. I've got almost everything in Amazon already. I just got one more 20% left of what I want to buy, right? If we break to the downside, Karen, we've got this 300 level right in our way. So I'd be careful about that 300-point level sitting right there. It's just looking kind of ugly. All right. Hope it helps. Let me know down below, Karen. Let's see. Trip's got the Trip Trio, AMD. Let's go look at the entire fib. All right, fib's okay. So we're up a little bit, Trip, today, but we're in a bearish bias. I'd love to see this move into that 77.43, stay there, fail tomorrow, and you're looking at 70 3/4 as the downside target. So that's AMD. IBM. It's been a good channel in there. I mean, that's been a really good channel. It's worked extremely well in our channeling pattern, but we're looking at roughly 126 is support. We're sitting at 126.80. So if it bounces to the upside, Trip, I'm really not interested, but it breaks that 126, I'm very interested. In other words, retest and fail. Right, that 126 level, we got 125.12 back here as support. If you're looking at fibs in there, right, you would use that level. But I like the channel pattern. If we break this, Trip, just based on how I trade fibs channels, we're looking at 122 as our support. Right, so I will be targeting just above that level for IBM. All right, that's 2. Next one is Micron. Let me know if there are other candidates you guys want to look at. I don't have a whole lot else in here for you guys. I've got one more. That is it. This will make my day very early. All right, so now we're looking at Micron. So earnings coming up, keep that in mind. I don't know the exact date. Always check it, but this shows 9/29. If anybody knows, let me know. You can drop that in the chat. So we're playing around with that 52.44 level. 9/29 confirmed. Thanks, Trip. On dollars. Okay. So, hold on. 47.5, 52.5, 3, 5. Yeah. So we actually need to split this level in half again. Okay. So it looks like 50 is the downside target, Trip. So if we can get a lot of lines there. If we can get a pullback, we can get a pullback into that 52.5 level. And then 50 is our downside target. It's a great setup. On the upside, you've got room up to about 54 of that 52.5. So it's a little bit tighter than I'd like it to be. All right. Just keep that in mind. All right. Then we got Chewy. Well, they weren't on our list this morning. No, but I saw them somewhere. Oh, didn't we have them the other day? We had them a different day on Chewy. So let's go and look at a bigger picture. Oh, we don't need that big. There we go. Fibs are good. We're in a true bearish bias. I like that 34.86 level. We don't need a fib in there, which I like a lot. So right now, if we could break below the 3486 retest and fail, confluence of the 8 moving average, and we can fail off of here, we're looking at about 3187 as support. So 32 and a quarter, 32 and a half would be my target for getting out. Right. So you got a lot of room to work with in there, a whole lot of room to work with. All right. You're welcome, Brenda. And then Brenda also asked for Intel. Okay. All right, let me see something here. This fib is 818. $778. Oh, goodness gracious. So, all right. Let's back this fib up. A little bit more. All right. Oh, I got to back up, darn. I got to back these fibbits up too. Let's get them out of the way. All right, let's scrunch down and see what we have. 27 and 30, $3. Yeah, we still need to split it. Even with this, we still need to split it. So do we need up here 30 and 32 and a half? We do. So we're going to add the negative 136 and we're going to add a 118. All right, let's go back to moving averages. That orange bar just shows where our last power option place was. So all of that being said now, Brenda, sorry. All that being said now, I need to pull back to the 2991, which will give me a confluence of the 8 moving average and the fib line. I like a lot, right? Close near it, fail, 28 and a half is the downside target. So you're out at 29 bucks or so. It's not a big movement opportunity. Not at all. Okay. So I hope that helps, Brenda. Jim said deer, looking at a pullback. Let's bring deer up first. Dear Evan Hansen, no. Let's see. All right, looking at a pullback up to the 233. Excuse me. What was I gonna do? Oh, 233. So there's 200, there's 233. Okay. See if we can't get it to open. Come on. I'm going to make this line a little darker. Let's make it nice and thick. Okay, just so it stands out. I'm not going to save it. Well, but you need to leave it there, Rob. All right, sorry, guys. Just bear with me on it. I don't know what I did or didn't do. Okay, I think I clicked cancel. All right, so now Jim said, pull back to the 233 moving average and the 10 EMA and fail. That would be around 3 points on the chart trending down. So depending on where you're looking at as a high on 826. So I don't know if my chart looks different than yours does, Jim, but I've got a 233 in here. My 8 is the equivalent of your 10. Okay. If we kind of bring it in, all right, we have a confluence of them right now. So pull up to the 233 and fail. We'd be around 3 points on a trending down line from the high of 826. The 236 is above the 233. The 0.236 is above the 233 moving average. So, yeah, not sure. Are you drawn from here? All right, so you've got a different fib drawn in there, Jim. So let me back this up. We'll use your fib for this example. Let's see, 236 is 368, 361. So I don't know. Did you draw from down here, Jim? $7.15 to $8.26. So where I first had it. Okay, where I first had it. Looking for a bearish put to buy. Okay, so for me, Jim, I do prefer to be closer to a fib line, not just the moving averages. I like that there's a confluence there, even though I don't really use 233. I do use 8 and 21, and we do have a decent confluence of those two right there. Okay. So if you can get the push up to that level and fail, you've got room down at 353 is what I see which is at 382. If you break above, I could see the 236 as a target. If you were trying to trade it there, I wouldn't because it's too tight. And then when we broke above, we failed. Lower highs, lower lows. So just keep that in mind. I know you're looking at bearish, but in case you start looking at the opposite direction. Jim, I hope that helped a little bit with what I did there. I'm trying to walk it around for you. Okay, Trip said, so many fib questions on Intel. That sideways move in August seems too much to me. You talking about this Trip? Because we've had these moves for months. You're welcome, Jim. You're welcome. We've had these moves for months. If you remember, wasn't Roku. Who the heck did we have? Was it PNW? No, not what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Oh, by the way, they just split, right? 3 for 1. Oh, okay. I'm trying to fix it and I can't with that split on there. So yeah, so the same scenario, Trip. We had this sideways move. Yep, and I don't like it. The big blue line, Karen, needs to come out. That is the 233 that I had put in there for Jim. I have it on my chart. I just don't keep it active. All right. So we had that big sideways move in here, Trip. Whether we liked it or not, it was part of that chart, right? And they do it over and over again. I mean, look, you go back a while, you get the same exact thing. right? So I agree that I'm not a fan of it at all, but that's where the cookie crumbles, right? We go back to Intel. I guess it's having to take the traded hand, right? What's the setup that's there? Play the hand you're dealt. That sideways is really not bad in comparison. Yeah, yep, so don't like them. I get it. Are you talking about this move here, Trip? I'm not using this. Both, actually. Okay. Yeah, we wouldn't have another place to use. I mean, I guess you can come off of here if you felt that about those days. I've always used that, so I guess I've never taken that out of the equation. But you do have another point that you could do, which still works. Come on, I can't see it. You do have a place right there that still works off of there. Okay, it just drops it a little bit. Quick hands, William said. Yeah, you know what it is? I am just so comfortable with Omega charts that it's real easy for me to just fly through it. And I feel like I go too slow, and I get people all the time saying, slow down, slow down. That's all of us. I tell Brendan that. Tony does it. Ryan does it. We go fast because it's just what we're used to, right? I move that quick. You know, the other night we were in Power Option Plays Mastering the Trade, it was. And someone wanted me to pick candidates for tomorrow. And I went through and analyzed which ones were yeses and nos on our 20 stocks. And it didn't even take a minute for me to come up with my big list for tomorrow. So I had to go through and check the fib lines and all that. But that big list, not even a minute. Yep. Nope. Yeah, I don't like that. Nope. 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 Yep. 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 That's just how quick I go through those. That means 5 seconds on a stock if we've got 20 in there. Trader Will said the tool should be used with unconscious competence. I like that. I like that. Good. Good. So, guys, when you go over to our calendar, all right, and if you look at October, down here on the 27th, right, let's go ahead and click on that. That's a day in the life of an online trader. Right? This is Brandon's live event. Right? So come and check it out, guys. Come and check it out. I mean, by the way, the hotel information is there, and everything, right? So you'll have a good opportunity to learn a little bit more about the training, whether or not you should take it or not. I know you should. You're gonna have Trader Will is going to be there, Trip is going to be there, Roman's going to be there, Robert's going to be there. You got a whole bunch of people from Mastermind, from Inner Circle, and some newer members that have just joined in Inner Circle are going to be there as well. I mean, the Mastermind are going to be there as well. So come and check it out, folks. You will not be disappointed. All right, with that, make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Take care, everybody. I will see all of you at our next update. All right, I'm out of here for the week, except for Pop tonight. I'll catch you all next week when I get back over the weekend. All right, see you soon. Bye for now.